Did I make a massive mistake having a colonoscopy? I've been now in clinical remission for 23 months, and the doctor rang me up and was basically asking me to come for a colonoscopy. I thought to myself, why do I need a colonoscopy? I've been in remission now for 23 months. I'm not showing no symptoms, non-symptomatic. But when you've got UC, they like to recommend that you have a colonoscopy every few years, especially after you've had it for about 8 years, because the doctors tell you that you're more likely to get bowel cancer. So there's me, sat there on the phone listening to this doctor of all the reasons why I need a colonoscopy. But deep down I'm thinking, every time I've gone for a colonoscopy, it has made me flare worse. So at the minute, I am in a fantastic place. I'm not bleeding, I'm not got any urgency, I don't have any mucus, I haven't got any symptoms whatsoever. So if I take this medication, I'm going to either flare or it's really going to mess me up. So I told the doctor I'd have to think about it. I said, let me just have a think about it because I'm not sure if I actually want to do it. It seems I'm non-symptomatic. And as usual, the doctor likes pleading with you and making you sound like it's the most important thing in the world. You really need to go and do it. So after a few days of thinking about it, I thought, you know what? Fuck it. I might just as well do it. Because at the end of the day, I'm preaching to you guys that I've healed my colon. But I won't even go for a colonoscopy to see. So it got all booked in. I thought to myself, you know what? I'm going to do it to prove that I know how to heal UC. End up getting the stuff, taking the medication. So you've got to take this medication at night. You end up drinking it and it fucking makes you go for a shitload. You literally just sat on the toilet pretty much for hours. Then when you think you're all cleared out, next morning, you then go to, get this medication from the cupboard, fill up the jug of water, put this medication in it, stirring it away, thinking, I don't really need this. Why do I need to do this? I feel like I'm already cleared out. You take it again, that makes you feel like utter shit, so then you're freaking shitting loads again, you feel dehydrated, you get headaches. All for the name of science. So, after the second dose in the morning, there's me going towards the hospital, getting the colonoscopy. Everything went actually pretty good. The last previous ones, so I've had 3 previous ones, they were fucking horrific. I mean, like, horrific. Like, I've hated every single one, and every one has made me have PTSD. So when you go for them, they ask you if you've gone by car or bus or whatever it is, because if you want sedation, you have to have someone take you there and pick you up. Now, all the 3 times previously, I had no one to pick me up, and I had no one to take me there. So there's me, thinking, I can't take this, obviously the sedation, can't have any painkillers or anything, and it fucking hurt. I mean, get your worst ever, like, trap wind and then you times it by 50, it is horrific. So this time I managed to have sedation. Actually, it was pretty decent, the doctor was decent, I was watching the screen the whole time. Everything looked fantastic. My colon looked fucking lovely, pink colour as it was going through it. Everything about it was just great. 2 days after my colonoscopy, this is when things started to surface its head to think, oh shit, have I made a massive mistake? So because I've been eating, the reason I thought this was because my bowels started to feel irritated. So they started feeling like, when you get a few symptoms from UC, your bowels start to cramp, you start to get that bit of irritation, you think, what's that going from my intestines? So I'm thinking, oh fuck. Have I caused myself to go into a flare? Kind of think to myself, you know what? I hope I haven't. I hope I haven't been the reason why now I am flaring because I went to do this colonoscopy when in actual fact, I shouldn't have done it. So as you do, you start panicking, you start worrying, you start thinking to yourself, okay, have I made a massive mistake? Is it me? But this is where my mental shift changed. I thought, no, if I keep worrying, keep stressing, keep causing a traumatic event, saying, oh, look at this caused a flare, this did this did this, then what do you think is going to happen? Your intestines are going to get inflamed, your intestines are going to start bleeding, start producing mucus, because you're going into that sort of fight and flight mode, which it causes more stress on your colon. So I learned all the principles from before, it came all back to me, rushing, thinking, yes, this is what I need to do. I need to think about it in a scientific way. What could be the reason to why I am having a bit of irritation? So the first thing was, obviously, I've taken the medication. That can obviously irritate your bowels. So if your bowels are a little bit sensitive and food's going through it for the first time, it's obviously going to irritate a little bit. So I thought, right, okay, fair enough. That's good logic. And I thought into the foods I'm eating. Am I eating foods that will irritate more? But then I thought to myself, hang on a minute here, I've been eating these food for months. I've been literally eating the same foods. I've been eating my pork belly, my chicken thighs, I've been eating my brisket, I've been eating raw milk, I've been having all these different things, butter, ghee, and I've been absolutely fine. So I know for a fact it's got nothing to do with the food itself. So then you go into a bit of more research mode, and then it was like a light bulb moment, where you think, oh, fuck. Why didn't I think about that before the procedure? So obviously when you take this, it's called Plenvu. Yeah, clears out your intestines. So you think, okay, well, it's only clearing out poop. But in actual fact, it's clearing out everything. It's clearing out the poop. It's clearing out like bacteria. And it's the bacteria that I did not really think about. So you've obviously got the gut microbiome. The gut microbiome is all these bacteria that's inside your bowel. This is basically the colonization. So it's like the world with all the people in it. This is your colon, and it's all currently in balance. It's all there, living, everything's great. Then it's a bit like Noah's Ark, where literally God decides to flood the planet. That is what's happened when you have this Plenvu. It literally floods the planet, wipes it all clean. So it's basically like a clean slate. So there's me thinking, okay, maybe it's the Plenvu, maybe it's this that's irritated, maybe it's whatever else. But in actual fact, it's more likely that all this food now has to create a new colony. So it has to repopulate the world. So obviously it's going to be like it's fighting each other, like this one wants to get power, this one wants to get power, that one gets... It's like, do you know when you used to play Worms and used to be the airstrike? It didn't really matter what worms underneath used to just come along and it just go... That's exactly the same as what it's like when you're trying to repopulate your colon. So obviously beef's got its own bacteria, pork's got its own bacteria, chicken's got its own bacteria. So all these things I didn't realise, that I thought, I could eat these, it's fine. I've eaten all these previously. Yeah, that's because I've obviously had bacteria in my bowels, which have been great to break it down. So now I'm in a new state, so I'm literally throwing everything in, douche, come on, get in. And it's all bloody trying to have a war to try and colonise it. But you know what? As soon as I had that realisation, the symptoms pretty much eased off, because I wasn't stressing about it. I wasn't frantic about it. I literally thought, you know what? That makes perfect sense. My gut needs to recolonise, and it's at the minute trying to produce all this good bacteria in there to try and break down the food. Now this way it comes down to you. Having a colonoscopy is one of the best things you can do to restart your colon, to restart your gut bacteria. Now I know it sounds crazy, because it really is, and I would never have said this before. It's like a magical moment that's gone off, and I thought, you know what, that makes perfect sense. If you've just had a colonoscopy, this is one of the best times for you to actually get into remission. So the way that you do that is, obviously, you want to be putting foods in there that are going to heal your bowels and to give you the best gut microbiome moving forward. You don't want all this bad bacteria or a dysbiosis, so basically one bacteria like prominently taking over, because that's what causes symptoms, causes inflammation, because there's just basically one that's dominant over everything. So this is the stage where picking the correct foods to put through to create a great gut microbiome is very, 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 very important. So you try and use this. So basically, before you had a canvas. You've painted something on it that you fucking absolutely hate. You've got it there and you're thinking, you know what, I hate that picture. Why did I ever fucking paint that picture? Then when someone says, you know what, I'm going to give you a blank canvas and you can paint whatever you want. Throw that other one away. You can keep this blank you can have this blank canvas and then paint whatever you want. Person's like, yes, let's go for it. And you know what they end up doing? Painting the same fucking picture and absolutely hating it. Because that's exactly what you're doing after you have a colonoscopy. You're eating the same grains, the same sugar, the same seed oils, all this shit before that was causing you to have a shitty fucking gut bacteria. Now what have you done? You've wiped the slate clean. But now what you're going to do? Go and eat the same shit? It's just ridiculous. So what you want to be doing is you want to be eating foods that now are going to start to heal. This is the time that you really want to focus in on starting the carnivore diet. The carnivore diet, if you're just eating beef, water and salt for the first 30 days, this gives your bowels a chance to recover. It gives them a chance to start creating a good bacteria. Then, once you've obviously done the 30 days, this is when you can start introducing other foods. And each time will be obviously, you may have a little bit of upset, maybe a bit of tummy rumblings, but you know, because you're obviously changing the bacteria in your intestines, you know this is going to give you the best and diverse like colon, and you're actually healing at the same time. Oh, and also, you'll be able to figure out which food you've got like a mental trigger around and thinking, you know what, I can't eat that because it's going to cause a flare. Why wouldn't you want to start it? This is the perfect time to be really focusing on healing, creating the best gut bacteria, figuring out what all your food triggers are. So something that was horrific, like all these bloody colonoscopies, you don't want a camera up your ass playing with your fucking arsehole and everything else. So a horrific event that actually turned into one of the best things you can do to restart your colon to actually get into remission. Now, as I said, I've been in clinical remission now for 23 months. I've got a protocol, the top link in the description. The protocol goes into everything you can possibly think of. There's 3 stages. One is the carnivore diet. This is like the foundation. This is the place where you actually get healed and really focus on getting the nutrient-dense foods to really put you into remission. The second phase is basically reintroducing things and getting over traumatic events, food triggers. This is where you can actually then start eating the foods that you really want to eat. Because at the end of the day, what's a life where you are literally restricted by just eating one single thing? Now, some people will enjoy it, some people don't. Some people want to eat different varieties. Well, this is going to help you get over that trauma so you can do it. The next thing is exercise. This is one of the most important because you are so fatigued, so tired, so drained. You feel like utter shit. But working out actually reduces inflammation. It helps you get to a place where you've got energy. You feel mentally in a good place. You're not feeling like everything's getting on top of you. You can't even do the basics of things because it's making you feel amazing. As I say, this is in the top link in the description. Now, if there's anything you want me to record or anything that, I haven't covered, then put in the comments below and I will see you again soon.